Contradictory era shared by nations across the globe, ordinary people work tirelessly yet fail to build lasting prosperity. Young generations are trapped in a cutthroat credential rat race for limited jobs. Massive real estate developer debt collapses and crippling household mortgage burdens weigh down countless families. Extensive, wasteful industrial expansion drains finite energy and natural resources, leaving us stuck between dual cascading crises, collapsing livelihood security and accelerating ecological breakdown. All these troubles stem from a flawed, long-standing economic order, an unregulated system where profit-driven producers shift all costs and sacrifices onto passive consumers. Under the old framework, corporations chase reckless expansion while engaging in brutal, low-margin export competition to earn foreign currency, draining domestic resources to send wealth overseas. Society fixates on narrow career pathways centered around academic degrees and civil service roles, forcing both parents and children into a zero-sum grind that drains their time, health, and freedom. Most people fall into a passive, mentally domesticated mindset, waiting for external authorities to fix systemic flaws while distrusting one another. Though we hold three infinite public endowments in our hands, globally ubiquitous smartphones, endless fragmented leisure hours, and collective consumption power that dictates all market revenue, we waste this transformative potential through inaction and division. Two opposing economic laws create a clear dichotomy. The outdated, imbalanced rule is that self-serving producers force one-sided sacrifice on consumers, letting ordinary people and future generations bear every cost of systemic risk. The balanced, forward-thinking principle is this: self-interested yet fair consumers, united as a collective, push producers to abandon predatory zero-sum competition and focus solely on ethical innovation in product quality, technology, and public welfare. This transformative shift requires no massive capital investment or institutional overhaul. When one person shares this rational framework with two peers each day, awareness spreads exponentially. Peer-to-peer, family-focused dissemination can unify the consensus of billions within just 30 days. After Dryzen days of organic outreach, 100 Sibzig consumers have voluntarily registered to practice collaborative, fair self-interest, proving this grassroots expansion model is fully viable. We only need to spare minutes to like, comment, and share these ideas to break the cycle of mutual distrust, take accountability for our collective future, and act with newfound resolve. Once a unified public consensus forms, we can build a universal consumer-owned public marketplace. We will rely on domestic circular consumption to issue independent domestic currency, ending over-reliance on foreign financial systems. Data and technology will be shared openly across the public, unlocking national intellectual capacity to match intelligent, automated production. Digital computing power will replace wasteful physical resource exploitation to reverse ecologically destructive overdevelopment. Through collective public bidding, we will resolve two universal generational anxieties: affordable education and stable employment at once, integrating domestic manufacturers into a healthy domestic circulation loop that generates infinite shared profits and long-term public value for all citizens. Taking collective ownership of our economic future is not an unattainable fantasy. We must set aside suspicion and passivity, unite around fair self-interest and mutual trust to break free from cycles of lifelong debt and meaningless competition. This system conserves finite natural resources, restores ecological balance, and secures sustainable prosperity for posterity. In the long run, this citizen-governed market model can deliver inclusive economic democracy to the whole world, permanently ending cyclical economic depressions and resource-driven global conflicts. We do not have to pass down a world where our children's property, bodily autonomy, and lifelong happiness are constantly vulnerable to systemic exploitation. Smartphones, leisure time, and our unified purchasing power are our most powerful tools for change. Choose to share, collaborate, and stand together as consumers to build this public marketplace. Only then can we break the chains of the old exploitative order, freeing every generation from endless, unrewarding toil and letting all people share secure, innovative, lasting abundance in the age of artificial intelligence and automation. Key Western narrative adaptation notes. 1. Core value alignment. Emphasizes anti-monopoly, intergenerational climate justice, citizen collective sovereignty, fair market competition, individual freedom from exploitative labor, core values resonating with European and American readers. 2. Terminology localization. Replaces culture-specific Chinese phrasing, e.g., spiritually caged masses, shame pillar with neutral Western grassroots civic language. 3. Global framing. Frames housing bubbles, credential inflation, climate waste as universal Western crises, not only domestic issues to build common ground. 4. Practical focus. Highlights decentralized volunteer-led peer dissemination, a grassroots model familiar to Western community organizers and independent digital creators.